One day you'll return to the warmth of leaving home. One day you'll return to the warmth of leaving.
The old joke about drummers is, what kind of guy likes to hang out with musicians? And the answer is drummers. And it makes me feel as if I too am a musician, to spend time with actual musicians who play pitched notes. Because the musicians mostly consider the banging and clattering that I do not to actually be music. And so I like to hang out with musicians so that maybe some of their magic will rub off on me.
Ich bin sehr aufgeregt auf diesen Abend. Für mich als klassischer Musiker spielt Popmusik trotzdem eine große Rolle. Und meine erste Begegnung mit Pop war eigentlich Police, als ich damals 7 oder 8 war. 81 habe ich zuerst mal eine Police-Platte gehört. Und seit dann ist diese Musik immer eine Art Begleitung gewesen für mich. Und deshalb, dass ich heute Abend Stewart Copeland richtig kennenlernen kann und mit ihm über Musik sprechen und so, das ist fantastisch. Ich freue mich riesig drauf.
He's seriously artistic, which means that as long as I'm hanging out with Daniel Hope, there's doors that we can open that normally wouldn't be open for like a rock and roll guy like me. Those don't sound like police chords. I mean, Sting would have loved those chords.
What's it like to only know 3 colors?
Very colorful, actually. Simple. Easy to navigate through life. Where jazz players have this attitude that rock musicians aren't really musicians. And the reason they have that attitude is because rock musicians actually get laid because of their music, whereas jazz musicians don't. And if your music has any substance, then girls won't be interested. That's what jazz players think.
These are very old concepts that don't really apply to today's world.
Danielle! Hey. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you. You got your fiddle there?
I've got it all here.
Ah, cool. Daniel, Andy, Daniel.
Hey, hi.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from, though?
London, well, more or less.
Oh, I thought you were German.
No.
No. Oh.
No, I lived in Germany for a while. My wife's German, so but I
Great.
was actually born in South Africa.
Aren't you living in Amsterdam now?
I live in Amsterdam. My wife's a bass player and she plays in the orchestra in Amsterdam, so...
My wife's the bass player.
Yeah, you said bass player, and I'm immediately thinking of, Flea.
Yeah.
Sounds like a book title right there. Actually. My wife's the bass player, yeah, right.
Yeah, classical double bass.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's pull this
Hard to
violin
beat.
out.
Okay, well, I've got my old one with me. So.
Is it a Les Paul or you got is it a Fender?
Strat?
It's almost a Strat.
Almost a Strat?
Not quite.
Not Strad.
It's not quite. It's sort of.
I jammed with Nigel Kennedy in the past, just so
Yes.
you know, I have played with violinists before.
He's crap.
Real
Nigel
artist.
Kennedy, crap.
I spent all night jamming with Nigel in his house, and he wanted to bite my guitar. I had a brand new acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
He insisted on holding it, sinking his teeth into it. So it's a beautiful mountain guitar with two Nigel Kennedy tooth marks in it. Yeah. He wouldn't let me bite his $1 million violin though.
No, although I've
That
seen
way.
him do things to that fiddle, which I mean.
I heard the most horrendous stories about it. He just leaves it lying around once he left it in a taxi. I mean, it's just it's incredible instrument he's got. He's just kind of,
Look at
look
this.
at that.
A piece of.
Silk.
I should have been a violinist.
It was 1769. It was made.
Beautiful. Who's the maker?
So you're not going to be
Galliano.
biting that.
Galliano.
They get really expensive.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I mean, it's
That's probably worth
expensive
a bit
enough,
then.
but
Oh,
It is, yeah.
yeah. Okay, well, don't drop it for God's sake.
I'm not going to throw it to you either.
Don't know.
Well, this drum set
babies.
here actually is the remnants of my first record company bought drum set. It was once a humongous, a catafalque of, double bass drums, tom-toms, do-do-do-do-do-do-do, all the way, and made out of this horrible plexiglass. Sounded terrible. This is one of my favorite instruments right here, the Brazilian frying pan. Now, I came home from Brazil with this thing, and it somehow got amongst my stuff, and the next time I saw it was in the washing machine. I swear to God, the dishwasher.
It's useful.
Yeah.
You get hungry during a gig, you fry an egg. Pretty good.
Very Brazilian.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So this is where you do your stuff and.
Yeah,
Write your
well, this is
music
where I
and-
screw around over here. My actual work is there on the computer,
Yeah.
you know.
All the film music and all the scores.
Yeah,
and everything.
and I write all the music on a computer with MIDI and samples and fake, stuff like that. And every now and then I look over my shoulder at the real instruments, and I go, no. And they go back to writing over here,
So it's all sampled in then, and then you
Yeah,
just.
I've probably got you sampled in there. Daniel, look up Daniel, right, okay, good.
Okay.
Great, well, let's hear this thing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of painful sounding to me. Yeah. And the beat. You could do a rhapsodic version of it.
Yeah. I love that low bass. That's brilliant.
Yeah. This side goes, yeah, sharp minor.
Message in a bottle.
Let's go message model.
called the washing up.
Let's just do it all
Okay,
again.
everybody watching?
That's the better sound, huh? Yeah.
We got to hit the bike path.
I could listen to that all day.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
I'll send an SOS to the world. I'll send an SOS to the world. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets my message in a bottle. Yeah. Message in a bottle.
Okay, all right. This, I think, blues. You're pulling out all the jazz chords there. Just piss me off. You know, because the musicians I play with, they're all of them, all rock musicians, hate jazz musicians, but want to be jazz musicians. Except for me, because I was raised in jazz. My daddy made me listen to jazz.
Yeah.
And because for him, that was real music. And so, which is why I'm allergic to the stuff as an adult. And the minute I leave the rehearsal room, I go to the bathroom or something like that, I go to get a drink, and I can hear the band immediately creeping into those ninth chords, you know, and all those flattened 11ths and shit, you know.
Well, that was, I tell you, I mean, for me, being a classical musician, the confrontation with pop
Yeah.
was, pretty massive. I mean, for it to sink in and to actually be a part of that. And for me, the first real pop that I heard and I really reacted to was the Police.
Oh, really? What do you know?
And that was, when I was 7, 8 years old.
Now, when you were 7 or 8 years old, you were probably 3 years into your violin lessons already.
Yes.
Right. So you were already having a ruler over the finger if you listened to, pop music.
Exactly. It was,
Really?
completely, this is not the thing to do. And I went to the Menuhin School, which was a boarding school, when I was just turned 8.
Yeah.
And it was not a good thing for me to do. I just wasn't happy there.
A violin, the Menuhin boarding school for
Yes.
violin.
Well, not just violin, but all string playing and piano. 47 very precocious
Did it look like
pupils.
Hogwarts?
kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll bet you.
Yes,
I'll bet
it
you.
did.
It probably felt like Hogwarts anyway.
It really felt, and I was just much too young, and it just didn't work at all for me.
Yeah.
But what I would do is, I would listen to Police records. And
Under the bedclothes at night?
more or less.
Yeah.
And there were lots of people, obviously, that listened to it, but that was 1981, 82,
Yeah.
which was kind of,
The-
where you were
the
right.
golden years,
That's
yeah.
it. So I think it's like Message in a Bottle and Bring on the Night and all that kind of stuff. That's just brings back so many memories. And actually, to actually sit there and kind of strum along with you
funny.
guys.
You see, it's
like-
funny, the way your mind works is that you think of the tune. And a rock violinist
Yeah.
would have come in there and would have started looking for a groove.
Yeah.
Some way to sit in the pocket and join in the groove
Yeah.
and be wondering where's the singer who's, not even thinking about it. Your concept of music is
the melody.
The melody.
Yeah, that's right.
And
yeah.
so if you're going to participate in this, no one's playing the melody. So, I mean, when you start playing the actual tune, it's like, that's not what rock musicians would do. They'd sit there forever staring off into space, just grooving on the rhythm,
But that's what I find so amazing about, and watching your film brought it home even more, because obviously from listening to all the CDs and the records and stuff, you hear it in your ears, but to see it as well is also the way that you keep the rhythm alive within the rhythm, in a sense. And that's something I don't use the technical term because I don't know it. I'm just saying trying to describe what I hear.
Overplaying, I think, is...
No, but it's the way you've got a rhythmical structure which you're using, which goes along, but you add to it. And that's what I find so amazing about the way you play. It's like tripping up on itself in a way, in a positive way. I don't know if that makes
I
sense.
think when
what I'm
Ringo
saying,
Starr was playing a simple rock rhythm, for him it was brand new. 10, 15, even 20 years later when I came along, I knew that. I was born with that. I already know that part, so I'd look for how to take it further.
Yeah.
And the audience, the band, they already know that part. They can sort of feel that Ringo Starr pulse.
Yeah.
And so I would take it further, assuming that you know where one of the bar is.
Jetzt sind wir also zurück in Europa, um auf den Sommerfestivals und beim Fernsehen zu spielen. Wir stehen ziemlich weit unten auf dem Programm und treten nachmittags auf. Berühmte Bands spielen abends mit Lightshow, neue Bands bei Tageslicht. Aber jeden Tag werden wir bekannter. Hier sind wir auf dem Pink Pop Festival. Mit diesem Konzert stecken wir das ganze Land in die Tasche. In diesem Sommer erobern wir Europa.
Where are we going now?
We are now going to the bike path that goes from Temescal Canyon down to Venice Beach. And of a morning, me and my over 50 buddies gather on Temescal Canyon and we drive down there. And most of the exercise, we go very slow and it's very flat. So most of the exercise we get is through crackpot, laughing and joshing and, crackpot theories, get rich quick schemes, plots for world domination, and most of our exercise is hyperventilating and laughing. Because, people who are in their 50s are generally more fit than those in their 40s. And the reason is because when you're in your 40s, you still think you're 30. And you still think that you're going to retain your vigor for free, as you are when you're in your 20s and 30s. During your 40s, it starts to ebb. And you realize, oh my God. And then when you hit 50, right, that's it. I'm out of, and there's a kind of a determination to keep, to hold on to it. Because in this modern day, getting old is an option. It's a choice. You can choose not to. And at least in California, if you drink enough orange juice and spend enough time on the bike path, you can choose not to get old. What was the transition from your lessons? It must have been almost imperceptible when you went from doing school recitals or community recitals to the point when somebody paid you money. Do you remember that show, or did it just kind of or was it just a gradual transition?
No, it was a big thing because until that time I would only do school recitals and that kind of stuff, and community concerts and playing in prisons and playing in hospitals and old age homes.
Oh,
and
so
all
before
that
you
stuff.
got paid, you were actually doing away concerts.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you already had your stagecraft beginning,
Yeah, I mean, I got, it's an invaluable skill to start learning that, especially, we're playing everything from memory mostly, and learning lots of different repertoire, and usually you have a pianist with you or maybe whatever. And so I started doing a lot of those things and had some of the weirdest experiences, like playing in prisons in front of mass murderers.
At what age?
From the age of about 10 or 11.
Prisons for mass murderers, and you know that they'd rather be watching a strip act, a striptease show or something, But you're calming their
whatever,
their animal's heart,
or doing something. And it's on the other side to go for hospitals or old age homes, it was very, very moving as well.
Well, you feel that you're really bringing some light into their life. Yeah.
But then I remember getting the first offer to play. It was the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto, and to play it in Finland with an orchestra, and it meant a fee, a conductor, a concert. It meant you had to buy a tuxedo and you had to do that thing. And I was 15.
Now, why you're 15 years old? And why did they say, God, that I've heard that Daniel Hope guy is incredible. We got to have him play at our place.
They, I'd made demo tapes, and had sent them around.
Right.
In the vague hopes.
15 and you're already an entrepreneur?
Yeah.
God damn.
I picked up a pair of knitting needles lying around the house when I was about 3.
Yeah.
And I started mimicking the violin, the action.
Yeah.
And my parents just thought it was funny and left it at that. And I didn't stop. And then eventually I said, I want a violin, I want a violin, I want a violin.
All right, let's get dinner.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you know, there was a period when I couldn't get a traffic ticket. I'd get pulled over. Cop, sir, do you know you were going? Yeah. Mr. Copeland.
Isn't that cool?
It was cool. I drove like a maniac for all those years, and then I got my first pulled over by the young cop who's into Nirvana, and he pulled over the young African American cop who's not into white reggae.
Yes.
Dear sir, yeah, it's me. He said, yeah, it's you, and you were going so many miles an hour, and here's a ticket. I was gobsmacked, and I've been attempting to follow the speed limit ever since. So, you don't spread your fame by having BBC Radio 1 pick up your song and everyone's hearing it. You've got to conquer the world with your violin, city by city.
Yes.
That's why
Exactly.
most of the household names are pretty ancient by the time their fame has spread, and yet you are just a lad.
Yeah, that's
How
right.
is this possible? You're that good.
No, I mean, there are a lot of us around at that age, and there are a lot of concert halls, there are a lot of societies, there are a lot of opportunities, but very few then really make it further.
Yeah.
And what helped enormously was, the first recording that I made.
Right.
Which then
there you go, because that can hit the classical stations.
That's
and so on.
right. And then it became a whole different, ballpark, because even though, there's no comparison to pop in terms of, the amount of people, all kind of thing. It's still
but the
exposure.
intensity is still the same.
It is,
The fervor is still the same, that look in people's eyes. But you actually were on a cliff where if you, wrong simile, but the wrong path for a violin player is a fate worse than death.
Yes.
13th first violin, or second violin, or viola. Do you sometimes
poor
have the
viola
cold
players.
shakes imagining if you were the 17th viola player with
the back desk,
the Royal Dutch
the wank and
orchestra?
smile, as we call them.
What do you call them?
Well, it's called rank and file is the name of the and we call them wank and smile.
Oh, that's cruel. You elitist.
That's right.
Gazing down upon the moron scum beneath you.
Yes. Be gone with you.
Did you pay your dues amongst the wank and smile?
Pay my dues in what sense?
Have you done time as the seventh second violin player?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever played in the orchestra?
I've played in student orchestras, occasionally, and when I did that, I played the concertmaster.
That's first chair.
Yeah.
So even there,
I wasn't even close.
Yeah. Because even in that circumstance, you have to play with everybody, but actually they're playing with you.
That's right, and you are still a leader in a certain function. So in a way, you're a soloist with it of the group, even though you're not a soloist.
Let's be kind. Those people have to have great fortitude of character to sublimate their egotistical desires. The flame within has to be denied so that they can participate in one small little way, one of 14 violins. In some small way, they are Beethoven.
Well, you do feel it when you go out there in a rehearsal and you stand in front of an orchestra and you're quite often a lot younger than the people that have been there, and they've been there for a long time, and you come on stage for the first rehearsal and the conductor will introduce you and say, this is blah blah blah.
This is
and
young Daniel.
They'll tap their little stands like this, click, 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 and straight away you'll notice what kind of a vibe there is. And very often, certainly, you know, in my really early days,
when your reputation hadn't preceded you, you're just some kid no one's ever heard of. What are you doing up there? You don't get do you get the little tap tap?
You get like a very sort of, you know, it's not like anything sort of to write home about.
Yeah.
And you really would feel that. Where are we, by the way?
We're at Lago. We're at Locanda del Lago on 3rd Street. And what I like about this street is that you can walk along it and be amongst the people. I don't like to be amongst the people for too long. And the people that we are amongst are nice people. Well-bred, well-dressed, well-heeled, in fact.
Okay.
And right here on a Friday night, all the...
Oh yeah, I think I've been here actually.
Yeah. See, down here, they have like street entertainment and so on, you know, buskers and so on, but they all have to pay for a license, which means that they have to have a high expectation that they're going to get lots of money thrown into their hat, which means they actually have to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So we have a better class of vagrant musician on 3rd Street. How are you? Hi, good to see you. Already? Hello. Hi, good evening. Usually we go over there, but you're probably going to
Okay. Well, cheers.
Well, cheers.
Down the hatch.
Yes, sirree, Bob.
Oh, that's marvelous.
It is my habit.
Slightly low, these chairs, though.
It's 6 o'clock every day. I'm a little late.
How are we?
I have my shot of tequila, which is more like I do a shot rather than drink it. It is a blow to the head that signals the change from day and the responsibilities of daytime to the frivolity and hilarity of the evening.
You grew up in Lebanon, or?
I grew up in Cairo at first,
Cairo.
which I can't remember, and then Lebanon, which is the part I do remember. So I did most of my growing up in Beirut, and then boarding school in England. And so London is sort of, I'm actually a Londoner.
Yeah.
In spite of my fake American accent.
And so when you come back, you know, all the customs guys, do they expect you to be English probably then?
They say, "Are you working?" And I say, "No." Which I'm not usually. If I am, I get a work permit and I do it legally nowadays.
Yeah.
Even in spite of paying humongous amount of taxes in England, because of my royalties with the police, the band was signed in London, therefore the royalties have to be paid through the London office, which means that all my, you know, a large proportion of the police royalties, which are still, you know, part of my income.
Of course.
So I have to pay taxes in England, and they got me. So when I come in, if some guy questions me about why are you here, 'cause I pay your salary. But they actually, not far too infrequently do I get a hassle. Because, you know, when you get off that 12-hour flight, you're looking for a bus stop.
Of course, yeah.
So how much time do you spend on the road?
A lot.
Right.
Probably about 10 months of the year.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
How's your wife take that?
It's not easy for her.
Does she travel with you?
She does sometimes, but I'm never
But it must
away.
be so old for her.
I'm never away 10 months on the trot.
Right.
It's always, you know.
But that's 10 months, you know.
When you add it up, it becomes
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We never, I mean, classical tours never go beyond 2 or 3 weeks. It's never like we would be, you know, you do the world tour like you guys do and just kind of never come home.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen with us. It just
Right.
doesn't happen. So
it must be very simple too, because for us we have trucks, lights, PA systems, huge, heavy equipment that, you know.
and you have riders in contracts. This is the
Come
most
on,
fantastic thing.
you don't have riders?
You have riders, but not the kind of riders
Get
that
outta
you guys
here.
have.
You have a rider, surely.
We have very simple riders, and I mean, it's like half a page, but
I've seen a lot of pop
You
riders.
don't have to stand for that. You can have a longer rider.
I've seen
you boys, the Beaux-Arts trio, you guys deserve a rider.
I've seen a lot of pop riders of, you know, big bands, and the kind of stuff you see, it's just amazing.
Well, the classic one is that, I forget what, I think it's Motley Crue, who demand that their dressing room must contain a bowl of M&Ms with all of the yellow ones removed. That's one of those urban myths, I'm sure. But actually, it's probably true.
What was the weirdest rider you ever had? Are you allowed to talk about that?
I never have, you know, my rider is a shower. After the show, there must be a shower. Because after an hour and a half, 2 hours of me playing drum, I am soaking wet. Soaking wet, and with steam coming off, and I'm so hot, and my heart is pounding so hard that, you know, I come off stage, you know, and I got to go and get under a cold shower for 20 minutes just to get my body temperature.
Just calm down.
Just to calm down.
Yeah.
And so they don't have them in, you know, these open air gigs. And so I come off and I jump into a car. Often it's a police car with a siren going and everything to rush me to a hotel, somebody's apartment, a laundromat that has a shower in the back. And I stand there and I, stand under, do my thing. Yeah, I have a complete ritual of the after the show.
So that goes in the contract, and that has to be there.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Certain artists do have it.
Yes.
Thank you.
May I see some Parmesan cheese?
Yes, please. Nigel Kennedy is one.
Oh,
for
I bet
example.
he's got one. Yeah. Now let's talk about Nigel Kennedy. Would he ever be able to play in the Beaux-Arts trio? You know, say he was more humble, say he wasn't quite so outrageous.
He certainly could have done.
Yeah.
You know, when he first started, before he turned punk, before he changed his whole image, before the accent that became a part of him, which was a creation in a sense. You know, he speaks completely normally like everybody else.
Yeah.
And if you sit down with him and you have a couple of beers with him, you have a very normal conversation.
He reverts to his
very
public
nice
school
guy.
accent?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
His posh accent?
He comes from Brighton, and it's very sort of, you know, middle class and sort of just a very nice guy. And he's a tremendous violinist in every sense.
I think so.
Technically, musically, everything. I went to a party after his concert. He played in Hamburg once, and he said, you know, you got to come to this party, man.
You got to come to this party, mate.
It's just like Monster, you know.
Yeah,
everything
Monster party.
Monster, yeah.
They're going to be playing Vivaldi, Schnitke, might even be a little bug.
It's very good action. So, you know, I arrived at this place, and it was sort of full of record people, and it was this huge suite in this hotel in Hamburg, and hundreds of women. Wherever you look, there were beautiful women in this suite. And one of the riders...
you know, because the violin player, it's got the guitar thing.
Then he said, I'm a bit hungry. I could do with something to eat, man. Yeah, it's just... So he calls down to the room service and he says, well, we've got like 80 people. I want sandwiches for 80 people.
Yeah, right.
The kind of evening progresses, and then it turns into a food fight where he starts throwing this food
the sandwiches
around.
Are airborne.
Everywhere. And they're start, you know, kind of against these very beautiful walls in the hotel. They start dripping down.
Too bad.
And you're thinking, is this necessary? I don't know. It's getting dangerous. It's progressing, and then he starts playing, and then people start jamming, and it's all very nice. And it got to about 4 in the morning.
Then he starts throwing violins at you.
It was kind of getting close. So I go up and I say, Nige, it's great to see you, and you know, you take care.
Yeah.
And he goes,
rock on, dude. Rock on.
And he goes, where are you going? And I said, look, I'm going to go. You know, it's like, no, you're not going.
You're not going, mate.
You've got to play something.
You've got to play something.
And I went, hang on a second. No. I said, look, I've consumed almost as much as you have this evening in terms of alcohol anyway. And I don't think I can play. Oh, you're not going. Danny, you got to play, man. You got to play. I said, look, I haven't got my fiddle here. He goes, don't worry about that. Have this one. Takes it out and throws this fiddle to me, and I kind of catch it, and I say, this is not your Guarneri del Gesù, is it? And he goes, that's the only one I've got. And this is, you know, you're looking at $5 million worth of violin. Yeah.
They don't make Stratocasters, or even, not even a Les Paul goes for $5 million. $5 million? Get out of here.
So he threw this thing at me, and I caught it, fortunately.
Really?
So he goes, right, everybody quiet. You know, he sort of shushed down the whole room. And so I sort of, took this violin, which was full of sort of cigarette ash and all this sort of stuff.
Oh, my God. And did the devil enter your soul and inflame your fingers?
Well, I don't know.
To propel you into heights of musical ecstasy?
I gave it my best shot, anyway.
Yeah.
It was a very bizarre experience. But, so I played something. And I played something really quiet as well, because I didn't...
Ah, clever.
Well, I thought...
Clever, see?
What's going to happen? Because he'd be all the
If
time...
you had gone out there and gone... That's easy to beat that.
So I just...
But if you went... That was how you beat the super flash guy.
Yeah, well, it was just... I thought, this is all I can play now. I'm not going to be able to, just play something, calm the whole thing down. So I did. I played this piece, and there was complete silence. And then he sort of said, respect, man, respect. Just
Respect. That's good.
What do you, how do you feel about the music that Sting writes now?
He is still as good a songwriter. He kind of, I think, hit his level a few albums ago. He continued to improve after The Police. He continued to deepen his composition, and I regret deeply that I didn't get a chance to work with those songs. The next 3 or 4 or even 5 albums after The Police, he was still getting stronger and stronger as a composer, and I didn't have the chance to fuck him up.
I just can't convince myself I couldn't live with no one else in this desert that I call my soul. I always play the star, rip, roll. Sonale, 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 sonale,
I still am very susceptible to Sting's gift. I have a different taste in music from him.
Yeah.
He plays his songs too slowly. He plays them too softly. He uses musicians that I think just didn't really take his song to the next level. And yet, even so, even with the lame musicians he plays with, I still will buy his albums and will still listen to him in the car and think, that's good.
Yeah.
Bastard. Sting, like Mozart, is a complete composer. He doesn't just write. In the beginning, he would have a couple of chords and a melody, and the three of us would thrash it up and turn it into The Police. He composed the bass line, he composed the drum part, the entire thing, like Mozart did. He conceived, like Wagner, he conceived of music for 90 players.
Yeah.
In our case, he only had to think up 3 parts for 3 players, so it was not rocket science for him to complete the arrangement and bring it to the band.
Yeah.
And it was difficult for him to negotiate with the band. He had to, because he had it fully realized in his mind.
Yeah.
And he brings it to Andy and I, and Andy's not going to play. Sorry, Sting, that's really good. Love the song, but I got a better idea for a guitar part. And he goes, I already wrote the guitar part. Yeah, but I got a better idea. And because he's a member of a band, he has to make that compromise.
Of course, yeah.
And when it comes to the rhythm, it's up against me. And he says, Stewart, it's just like, fuck off. I can play this. And it's my right as a member of the band to impose that.
Of course.
But it is also, in rock music, we did not recognize the right, the sanctity of the composer, which Mozart would have enjoyed. Sting did not get what Mozart got. When he put the chart on the page, and he had young musicians such as yourself seeking him out to find the correct interpretation.
But Mozart didn't have that. There was, I don't think, ever a time where he would have sat down, presented his stuff to a band, they would have gone, oh, and Mozart, wow. He would have fought with them, to the death for what he got. Yeah.
Really?
Beethoven even more so, because Beethoven just didn't take any shit from anybody.
Yeah.
He just went, thank you.
Well, people often ask me why the Police broke up, and it's because of this equation. Eventually, after 8 years and 5 albums, Sting had been making those compromises, and they were becoming more and more difficult. As he was maturing as a composer, it just became more and more difficult for him to make those compromises. And eventually, you know, we were on top of the world. As I said, we were on top of the world for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what? Why fight about this anymore?
Yeah.
You're free to go. And so he went. And I value those 5 albums that he wrote, that I enjoyed making the music. I enjoyed the result of making that music, which was incredible concerts. I enjoyed the result, which was, you know, financial security and a lifestyle that I very much enjoy as a result of this.
Yeah.
So he's a guy of whom I do not wish to ask one more thing.
Yeah.
He has contributed so hugely to my life that I wouldn't dream, you know, people always say, why don't you get the band back together? You know what? Maybe it'll happen. I'm keen, but I'm not even going to pick up the phone. I'm not even going to raise the subject. It makes him uncomfortable. He has kind of a bogey about the Police. And I enjoy his company. He's my friend, and I owe him so much that I'm not going to darken a conversation by even mentioning it.
Yeah.
One day he may call. I don't think so. Our art is really mysterious. Why are humans programmed to respond to music in this way? It provides no sustenance.
It's one of the great mysteries.
Well, I have all kinds of theories. I think that it fulfills a number of different functions, primarily procreative. That, you know, our cousins, the apes and the chimps and so on, they show dominance and therefore sexual suitability by banging things and puffing themselves up and making noise. And that's sort of what I do for a living. Banging sticks.
The primal.
But I've seen the effect that rock music has on kids, and it's a mating dance. You know, when you play music, normally well-brought-up people who wouldn't think of it in other circumstances will start thrusting their pudenda at each other. They will start simulating sexual activity right there in public with their clothes on in front of their mom.
Yeah.
And so that's what tells me that music is programmed in to when there's music playing, the social rules change.
Yeah, it's true.
The social rules of body language.
But also music has associations that it sets off a kind of a trigger with people.
Very emotional.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you can, if you hear a song or you hear a melody, it can take you back in a second to something that happened in your life of importance or trauma or anything. It's
usually the things that really take you back are the ones that take you back to your teenhood.
No, I think we're getting close.
Yeah, well, we're downtown. It must be close. Disney Hall to the right.
Yeah. See the way that it curves.
Yeah.
Walking on the moon.
Hi guys, welcome.
Hi.
Hi there. Hi. Welcome.
Keep it up.
The thing that I just don't like is the seats, the colors of the seats.
It is weird. They're strangely kitsch. They're sort of aloha.
Yeah, I'm sort of...
It's like a Hawaiian holiday or something.
Let's hear the box.
Well, the box doesn't sound incredible here, actually.
Well, I don't know.
Ow. You know, there's a reason why I don't play hand percussion. Because it hurts
like hell.
I have a discipline because I get arthritis and because I value my knuckles, that I actually don't play drums without sticks.
Yes. Well,
Bongos,
makes perfect sense
tablas,
to me.
congas, even this box, I now realize why I use it as a place to put my ghetto blaster. Because it hurts.
I wouldn't want to play this thing without my bow, so I can understand that.
Yeah.
Time for a drink, I think.
Yeah, let's go chase down loose women at the Rainbow Grill.
Okay, I'm all in favor.
Okay.
Nice organ.
Sounds great. Thank you. It's been great. Now where's the dressing room? Hey, look,
very
thanks a
much.
lot.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it.
Saw you in Gainesville in '78.
I remember Gainesville.
Yep. See you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
What, they didn't have room for Hall?
That's right.
So the Rainbow Grill, I don't know how much you know about it, but it was a big deal in the 80s as a place that empowers the women of Los Angeles. It was there to empower the women of Los Angeles to get fucked by an English rock band. And it's sort of like where the English rock bands, because all, the Sunset Marquis, the Chateau Marmont, the Riot House are all right around there, and this was the club where the English rock bands would all go, and the girls who like English rock bands go there.
Right.
Symbiotic relationship, everybody's happy. And we will go and see if this boon to the womanhood, the womenkind of Los Angeles still exists. What would happen more frequently than you imagine is that at the end of it all, you stagger out and get back into the car. I'm getting in this car and Sting's getting in that door. And did you score? No. Did you? No. How's that possible? And it's because you notice this pair of legs here and that pair of eyes there and this wonderful glow of personality here and that personality. And you end up like getting drunker and drunker and not
the cookie shop
in the cookie store and just not getting it together and eventually
Well, that's
and you go home and watch TV or something.
That's your version of things, anyway.
Didn't always happen like that. Well, it smells like rock and roll. It's the aroma of tobacco and marijuana. Yeah, really. It's really the only way to do it. Hey, come on through. Hey, man. How you doing? Hey, man.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
Okay.
Tony?
Can I get you a drink? Yeah.
You sure can.
Okay. Hey, Caroline, give him a drink. Will you please? Caroline, give him a drink. Thank you very much. How you doing, guys? Everything okay?
Everything's great. I haven't been here in 20 years.
I was here then.
The same, but you were here then.
I was here so long. I was 20 years younger. Today I'm 20
Whatever
years
happened to
older.
Ricky Silver?
He's here.
Right now?
You know Rick Silver?
Yeah. I knew him 20 years ago.
Come here. Hey, I hate to tell you, but he's right here.
He's right here now?
Right now. Rick Silver.
That's not a happy thing.
Rick Silver. Rick Silver.
Rick Silver, yeah. With the big nose, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Everybody.
He was.
He's in the band.
Oh, you're in a band?
Yes.
What do you do?
It's a stringed instrument, and he's English.
Yeah, I play the violin.
The violin?
Yeah.
Nice. How'd you get into that?
I've done it since I was 4 years old. Yeah.
He's too good for the guitar.
Hi, Daniel. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Hey,
Hi. What's your name?
like that.
Daniel. Nice to meet you. From London.
Have you ever heard of the Bozart Trio?
The Bozart Trio.
Yeah, they rock.
Really?
They really rock.
Interesting.
What are we going to drink? Would you like a drink?
I'm actually okay.
You're okay?
Yeah, I'm fine right now.
You're okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
What do you have, a beer?
Yeah.
There was once a time when the Rainbow Grill rocked.
It looks like it's rocking tonight.
You know, I'm over 50. It doesn't take much to rock me. I am easily rocked.
Good night.
Nice to meet you. Take
Happy
care. Happy birthday.
No, good night, and have fun.
Yep. Say hey to Chuck for me. All right, man.
So are you from Los Angeles or
We're both from Texas.
from Texas?
But you represent the flower of Los Angeles. Well, I wouldn't have the language to do anything other than make idle conversation, these days. I have forgotten. I've been married for decades, millions of children, and I wouldn't even know what to do next.
Is that not your friend?
Rick Silver! How the hell are you? What's up with the stool, man?
Your previews with the Egyptian, I keep seeing
Yeah.
them come by. You know,
Yeah.
What do you do with these guys?
I'm just hanging out here. I got a young English rock star here, and he's doing Los Angeles, and so I figured this is where he's.
What have you been doing? What happened to that girl in Barcelona?
The girl in Barcelona.
Yeah, his father was a hit fan.
I was never dating a girl in Barcelona.
You told me at the table 10 years ago. See, I have a mind like sculpture. I never forget anything.
Well, actually, Ricky was here, and kind of like as the guide, as you hear about the mystical Rainbow Room, and you come down here, and the first guy you run into is Rick. Okay, guys, here's where the party is. That's where it's happening. Don't go there. Go here.
By the way, Trina says to say hi. She's got 2 kids listening to
God bless her. God bless her. Is that the Barcelona?
No. Trina, the dark-haired one. Long time. He has a bad memory.
I doubt if I remember Trina the next morning, let alone 20 years later. And so into Los Angeles, into the night we go.
I guess we should
Ricky Silver. That guy, can you believe he was there in 1983?
Oh my God.
And when you walk in, he kind of comes out of the night. This, hey guys,
Yeah.
and he's still there.
But who is he? I mean, seriously.
He's like a fixer for, drug dealer. He wasn't so much a drug dealer as he knew who the drug dealer was.
Yeah, right.
And he would deliver the drug dealer to the band, or the band to the drug dealer, and we can fess up now. These are a couple of professional actresses that we engaged for the evening to finish off our movie.
You don't say.
You had me fooled. I love the way you just laughed at all of our lines and lit up and everything, just so perfect. And I got to get back into this. I for a minute there, I was thinking, God, the old mojo's still
working.
working.
What are you talking about? There was no acting.
What actresses? I'm not an actress.
Wait.
Oh shit!
Wait.
There's 2 actresses back there.
Oh my God.
Oh fuck! Well, thank you very much for making
You're
this,
welcome.
for paying off our evening.
Very
just
nicely
perfectly.
done.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Well, now, the Four Seasons Hotel. Well, it's wonderful to meet you, girls.
You too.
Take care.
I'll give you a hug.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Nice meeting
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. Enjoy your last day tomorrow.
Thank you. And good luck.
Yes,
Good luck for the
nice
film.
meeting
Yeah.
you. Thank
too.
you.
Bye.
All right, man.
Have a good
Take care, buddy.
Had a lot of fun. Yeah. You take care.
I learned some stuff even.
Me too.
Yeah. All right, man. All right.
See ya.
Okay, back to Brentwood.